Hi there. My name is Dr. Maynard Schaus, and I'm Professor of Biology and Environmental Science, and I'm the Director of Graduate Studies at Virginia Wesleyan University. And I'm also the course designer for this particular course. We're pleased to welcome you to the Environmental Studies 505 course, Environmental Problems and Solutions, and also to the Master of Environmental Studies program. For many of our students, this is the first course in the ENVS program, and we wanted to start the program off with a course that introduces a range of different complex environmental problems, and then you're going to seek to try to find solutions to those problems, or at least we want you to research those cases to develop ideas for solutions and kind of help evaluate those. Each week is going to feature a specific case. Early on, we're developing and critiquing the solutions that the environmental professionals develop. So specific cases, specific instances where they've made a recommendation, and then you're going to kind of evaluate, should that work? Later on, it's going to be more open-ended, so you can research potential solutions and propose what kind of action might be taken. So all of these cases are going to occur within the context of a specific place and a specific community of stakeholders. So sometimes that's going to be Southampton Roads area of Virginia. Sometimes it's going to be across the country or international. And for these, we're going to consider the case and who are the stakeholders in that particular case. Who has a stake in what's going on? How are they linked to that particular case? How are each of them going to be impacted by particular management decisions? Now, during most of the weeks, you're going to be completing a reading from the required textbook. I have that right here. It is Robertson Sustainability. Right here, I've got the second edition of this. There is a third edition available, which is the most recent stuff. If you find the second edition used, that's okay. There's only one chapter that's missing from that. So this works, either one of these options, but this is going to be a foundational resource to you throughout the MENV program, and you might utilize it in your climate change course, in your the course on LEED certification and quantifying environmental things, policy, etc. So that's why we require this for the first course. Each of the weeks you're going to have a required reading. You're going to have supplemental readings and videos, and wherever possible, I'm going to try to keep those videos shorter. For a lecture, it might be a little longer, but I'm going to try to chunk it into sizes that are manageable. But for outside videos, I'm going to try to select ones that are 15 minutes or less. Many of them are 5 minutes or less. You're going to then research the case, and you're going to post a response to our discussion boards. In 4 of the weeks, you're going to submit an annotated bibliography that's going to summarize your research and your proposed solution for the case. So if you're investigating wind energy and a potential problem for wind energy, you might find a number of articles that deal with that, and then pick the best 5, pick the best 10, summarize each of the articles, maybe in 3 or 4 sentences, and then at the end, give me a couple of paragraphs where we can see what's your solution, what's your proposed solution for that case. Is it kind of going along with what the status quo is, that they're saying that this is going to solve it? Is that good enough? Or do we have to do something else? And you have to back that up with the articles that you find. So you don't have to work to solve the whole problem, but we want you to focus on one part of that. Now, near the end of the course, we're going to have 2 assignments, a story map on our particular issue. So we're going to give you 3 choices of things that you can do a story map on. Pick one, investigate that, and you're basically going to use the Esri story map to help tell the story of that particular issue. You know, what kind of habitat does this particular invasive species or endangered species need? How is this invasive species negatively affecting it? And there's going to be other options, and we'll cover that in a subsequent week. You're also going to complete a research paper on a case that's of interest to you. Now, since I'm the course developer, I'm an aquatic scientist primarily, and I tend to have a little bit more water examples. Most of the examples we're going to look at are not water related, but some of them are, and they're cases that I know well. But at the end of the course, you get to pick a particular issue that's of interest to you. and complete a research paper on that case. And so you can investigate anything. We'll have a chance to discuss the details of those. We're going to set up a synchronous meeting, and you and I, or you and your course instructor, will then talk about that particular case and what you're proposing for that. We're also having 2 guest lectures during the course. We're planning synchronous sessions to hold discussions between you and the class. Now, this is important because we want to build a community in our Master of Environmental Studies program. We don't want this to just be people isolated wherever they live, sitting on their own computer, but we want you to really feel a connection. And when you talk in the discussion board, we want you to get to know your fellow students and things like that. And we want you to be able to have a chance to dialogue with environmental professionals within that particular area. So these are professionals in the field. Now, we understand that sometimes things happen and you can't necessarily be to a session when we schedule it. If at all possible, try to come during the time that it's scheduled. But if not, you'll have the opportunity to watch the recording and then write up a 1-page summary of the discussion. We'll also have a couple of opportunities to have a half-hour synchronous meeting with the instructor to discuss the proposed project. If you want to get feedback on it, out of those 4 opportunities, the 2 synchronous ones and the 2 opportunities to meet with the instructor, you have to do 3 to get full credit on that. So we're going to build in a little flexibility to the course, but I think they're an integral part of the course, and we're really a part of this program, and we want to work with your schedule to make this work if at all possible. Finally, we would ask you to review the contents of the course syllabus. These can be found in the course's Blackboard page. There's a lot of valuable information for you. The learning outcomes of the course, the grading breakdown, the expectations for each assignment, and the course schedule, plus the resources that are available to you at Virginia Wesleyan. If you've not already done so, you should purchase the required textbook for the course, this one. And the 3rd edition's available online at the VW bookstore, but used copies are acceptable. You can get it from anyone that can get it to you quickly. And some of these are more inexpensive. Used copies are typically less than half the cost of a brand new copy. So we welcome you to the course and looking forward to it.